Good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here. Welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am grateful to be here, and I am glad to be here, and I am exhausted, truly exhausted, emotionally and physically. We just completed our 14th annual charitable wacky softball tournament. This is a tournament of almost 30 teams of girls ages 12 to 16 plus that come together to compete for a completely different reason. Each team, is assigned a young cancer cutie, or sometimes we call them cancer captains, that they embrace, that they reach out to. They reach out to the parents. A lot of them can come to the game. Some of them toss the coin toss to start the game. Some of them have even thrown in the first pitch. Some of them can't do that because they have a cannula. Some are in a wheelchair, and they have to be helped to throw the first pitch. But they do it, and they go again, and they want to do it again. It's the stories and the experiences. We talked last week about the book and talking about how to try to give ourselves away. How do you give yourself away? You do that by pointing the arrows out, not in. Arrows in is about me. Arrows out is about somebody else. Can I share some of the experiences? You know, when you first walk into the fields, lining the side where you walk in are posters that Lori makes of each cancer cutie that talks about what their history is, what they're going through, who's their favorite hero, etc., etc. And from that information, the teams may create uniforms for themselves that match, say, Spider-Man or whatever activity that they have. And they create gift baskets, and they find out what the family needs, and they try to fill those needs. They're actively involved on a regular basis. And a lot of them come out, and if they win medals, they get medals. It's an amazing tournament, and the attitude, the umpires, as everybody comes together, it's a different experience. I can't even begin to explain to you, but you talk about giving yourself out. Can I tell you about, for example, how a cancer mom from last year put together and organized and put together with a cancer mom from previous years for a new cancer mom that has a baby that's just 2 months old, and delivered it to them on what they call a giving tree that has $20 bills tied to it, lots of gift certificates, toys for the kids, etc. And watch that mother come out and see that, and knowing the pressure that she's having financially and just being alone, burst into tears. Oh, arrows out. Arrows out. Can I tell you about 11-year-old McKay? He had neuroblastoma at age 3. He was adopted by one of our teams for a couple of years, and he went into remission, and his mom came and said, no, let them go out, and you're getting better. Let's let you work with somebody else. Well, he just relapsed. And you know what the first thing he said was? Can I get my girls back? And sure enough, he's back. We saw him. He was there, and he was doing pretty good, and they're playing hot potato with him. And the girls just love him, and it's so good for all of them. Arrows out. Can I tell you about a team that raised more money than they thought they would? The community got around it in wacky matches. And so they've reached out to some of the other teams and said, do you have needs there? And they've gone out to spread that around. Can I tell you about 2 little identical twins that both have cancer? Katie and Ellie. And they're shy, so they didn't want to come out. So the girls created videos where they ask them questions and talk to them and show what they're doing. And then the little girls reply back. Can you imagine the library of that for these girls as they get older? I mean, it's just that sense that people are doing this for them and care about them. Can I tell you about Xander, who's now been air ambulanced back home from New York so that he can be taken care of here, and those girls have followed him every step of the way? How about Lincoln, that has metastatic cancer? And metastatic cancer that, kind of calmed down, and now it's coming back. Some more tumors are coming up. So his team, he couldn't come to the tournament. So the team organized all these cars, and Lori and I came in, and we joined them. This was after the tournament was over, and got in the back and presented their family, their mom, and Lincoln with all of these toys and different things that he would like, and then some cash that was raised by this team, quite a bit of it actually, and then matched by Wacky that we're able to go. And the appreciation and the gratitude is off the charts. There's so many people that give of themselves. There's people like Troy, who lets us use the fields, doesn't charge us anything. Colby, who works tireless and relentlessly working with Lori to make sure the brackets and all the umpires and everything happens in the right place. Been doing it for years. Our own team members from work. Some of them flew all the way in from Houston to be with us this time. But others have been with us since the very beginning, sacrificing every time we're involved in something like this. The concession stands that give their tips in, the cancer moms and daughters that come in from previously, former players. Veronica, who is the wife of an umpire, and she comes in and makes these beautiful official umpire shirts, and it has initials of some of the angels on it, but they're official, and she does such beautiful embroidery work, all on her own. And when you got all these teams coming in, you know, I look at it, life is about little moments. You see, success or happiness. Happiness is a journey. It's not a destination. If we wait to arrive at happiness, we shall be so sadly disappointed with life. Happiness has to be experienced as we journey. Minute here, hour there, sometimes even a day here, or maybe even some cases a few days or weeks. True happiness comes from spending our tears, what we call our time, energy, attention, and resources to create happiness for others. Let me repeat that. True happiness comes from spending our tears to create happiness for others. Arrows out. Where can you have your arrows out this week? I want to thank you for joining me. This is, I think, my 400th Meaningful Monday. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't for you. It's certainly been good for me. Have a great week. I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.